Grand Rising, Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Family, I have a very serious question for you right now. What's going on in your spiritual kitchen? Are you preparing a meal when Spirit has already set the table for you? This message isn't going to be for everybody. I've noticed here lately I've been saying things that only certain people are going to get, that certain people are going to understand, because we're in times where not everybody is to get everything. But if it's meant for you, if at some level you get it, you get it. I've told you to flip the switch on in the room, right? Right. So when you're in the kitchen, this kitchen dining room space, why are you moving around the kitchen, opening the refrigerator, preparing a meal, when literally Spirit has it ready for you on the table? Spirit has prepared you a meal that has everything that you could ever want, and yet and still you're moving around the kitchen preparing a meal for you to cook for Spirit, because to you have a guest in your house. It's not even the way it goes. Spirit said, because you're a guest. When you come into this spiritual house, when you come into this spiritual kitchen, you're a guest. I need for you to understand this. You are a guest. The meal is prepared for you, baby. A lot of times we move and we do things wanting to make things move faster than what they are. Wanting to, because you don't see results, make results happen. You know? I'm going to be real with you. When you set the intention and you make the thought and you converse with Spirit in the universe, you've already made the ingredients to the cake. You've already stirred the bowl. You've already put the cake in the oven. The table's already made. Not everyone is really going to understand what I'm saying, because when Spirit put this on me a few minutes ago, I knew it was some heavy shit. A lot of us keep coming into the room and keep making our own meal and setting a table. When Spirit has already set the table, what you're doing is you're crowding that. You're crowding that table that was beautifully set. Everything that Spirit has set on that table for you has enough to sustain and fulfill you. When you're in the kitchen making things, you're not paying attention to the table, no matter how often you put something on there. When Spirit tells you what the universe needs from you, Hmm. Don't try and substitute it with something else. Don't put something else on the table. Because although that's something else on the table and it's like what Spirit in the universe is asking you to do, that's not what it is. What it does is it sits on that table and it creates space. I'm sorry, it takes up space for something that should have been there, or maybe space that should have just been space, because that's what Spirit needs you to move in. You can't appreciate a meal if you're too busy trying to cook. I said you cannot appreciate a meal if you're too busy trying to cook. Let me say this right, Spirit. A lot of things happen in the kitchen at the table. It's not just eating. Different things happen at the table in the kitchen. Homework, work, business, board games, meetings. What Spirit has on the table for you. Just because you see space doesn't mean that you need to avoid what's sitting on the table. Sometimes we're too busy looking at the empty space that needs to be filled and not looking at what it is that's filling the space. I know I said that good because I feel it on my shoulders. Sometimes we have to move knowing that things are done already. Sometimes you have to sit at the table knowing that your meal has been prepared for you. And just because you don't see that meal being made doesn't mean that it's not a hot meal. I hope someone's getting what I'm saying right now. What the universe and Spirit is trying to feed you is feeding you. Has way more nutrition and sustenance than anything you could ever make on your own. What they're giving you are ancient recipes. Some would call them oldies but goodies. Sometimes the best thing for you to consume has nothing to do with the quantity that you have to consume it in, so you think. Thank you, Spirit. What nutritional value are you putting on what Spirit is giving you? what nutritional value are you putting on what Spirit has given you? Because Spirit needs for you to eat. The universe needs for you to digest. Oh my God. You are needed to absorb what you are eating, instead of just breezing through what you are eating and you can't even taste the food. You're too busy trying to cook yourself that you can't even appreciate what you're eating. Thank you, Spirit. Just something that I need for you to think about. Don't sit at the table in front of a meal that you've made when you've pushed back the meal that Spirit has already made for you. Because the meal that's made for you never goes cold. It's always going to be fulfilling. You will always be satiated and satisfied. Ashe, Spirit, Ashe. I give thanks. I give thanks. Quality, not quantity. I appreciate you for listening. Spirit gave me this morning, because Spirit said I'm building something. I'm doing something. If you've been listening to all of these, if you've been paying attention, you'll start piecing together what I'm doing. Not even what I'm doing. What Spirit is doing through me. For I'm doing magnificent work right now. Ashe, Spirit. Ashe. Thank you. Thank you. I thank you for subscribing, for liking, for following. I appreciate you. What are you eating, baby? Peace.